Hello and welcome to the show. This is episode 40 of the Life of Gaming podcast. My name is Jamie and I'll be your captain on this cruise of video game awesomeness. And you all know my co-host, the old-fashioned typewriter to my fancy iPad, Mr. Josh Brandt.
I like your tin cans analogy better,
Oh,
James.
come on. I thought that was pretty good.
No, I am hamstrung by technology, my friend.
Dude, you've got so many problems. I don't even know where to start.
Well, as you can see, if you're watching this, you cannot see me right now, so you do not know what I'm doing. I could be doing anything, which is very disturbing, but yeah, you'll have to go with it. It hasn't. My laptop is done. It's a glorified paperweight now because the screen broke. Then I tried to update it with Windows 10 externally because it wouldn't install online, and so it just doesn't work anymore. So now I have to get this other laptop all situated, and oh man, I tell you what. And then in frustration, I broke my iPhone. So it works though. It works. It just has a big crack across.
So were you so angry you like hulked out and just squeezed your iPhone really tight that it just shattered?
Hulk, Brandt, squash.
Oh, you don't want to make you angry, man.
No. Yeah, it hasn't been kind to me, but we'll get it back together. I'm saving up for some new stuff,
good. And
we'll be good.
But my setup's a little bit more advanced this week. I have dual monitor setup now, which is kind of nice, so I can talk to you guys in the camera, and then over here to the right, I've got my second monitor set up, so I can record stuff over here, which is actually it's much easier to do things now. So,
good for you.
Yes, but it's not just the two of us, especially if you're watching the video, you should know that. We've got Bremy with us this week. Bremy, how are you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing good. What's new? Anything exciting going on in your life?
Nope. Still nothing.
Wow.
Still just video games. And
we gave you time to think of
working.
something, and you said nothing.
There's nothing going on in my life.
Okay, fair enough.
Mr. Perfect here.
Right.
9 to 5.
No, 4 to 7. 4 to 7.
No, 7 to 4. Get other way around. 7 to 4. I don't think I can survive on 4 to 7.
We've already gone off the rails, and that is my fault.
Have you guys ever seen the 9 to 5 movie?
No, but it sounds like something you would enjoy, sir.
Is that because Dolly Parton's in it?
That's right. Your favorite.
Yeah. Of course.
Well, part of the Life of Gaming, something we've always liked to do is to bring different guests onto the show and let you know what they are doing around the video game industry. And today, our special guest is Sean Capri from We the Nerdy. Sean, how are you doing today, sir?
Hey, Sean.
I'm doing great. Yeah, no, absolute pleasure to be with you guys. I'm a recent subscriber to the podcast and just loving what you guys are doing. It's just amazing. It's one of my new favorites for sure.
Well, thank you. And actually, you had Brandt on your most recent episode, so that's kind of scary. I'm sorry.
Yeah, We the Gamercast is sort of like built around just it's kind of like one-on-one little interviews and just trying to find people from either fans or content creators and just talking about what they're up to. And man, I just noticed I was at Comic-Con this summer and just you start like having these conversations with people just out of nowhere. And you're like, man, I guess we sort of have quite a bit in common. So I've always wanted to get into podcasting. So I've kind of done a new format on We the Gamercast of just trying to find people to talk for about an hour. And, it's been great, man. So one of my favorite episodes was Brandt on a couple weeks ago. So I was saying to you guys before we started recording, I've been telling people like in the grocery market, like, hey, if you like video games, like, I don't know, like this might be weird, but you should listen to this thing with Josh Brandt. It's pretty great.
Awesome. So yeah, like you're in the checkout line or something, or the greeter that you walk into Walmart and how's it going? Hey, you should check out my podcast.
Well, I'm always listening to podcasts anyway. So yeah,
cool.
For sure.
Awesome. Well,
just give them the headphones.
Like I said, you take it a step further, though. You have guests on, and it's totally just a conversation, That's what was so great about being on your podcast. It was like we got to know each other. It's like we'd known each other forever, And that was really awesome, and I really appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's one of the most terrifying things I've ever undertaken. It's just like, I don't know if this is going to go well or not. Like not everybody's doing a podcast. So at least when people are putting content out there, I can sort of do a little research and creep on them a little bit and find out what they're up to. But if I don't know what they're doing, then it's like, who knows? This guy could be a raging racist. I don't know.
Oh, man, you got to be careful of who you bring on the show.
Yeah, we'll over-record episodes so I can just like kind of let one Oh, it didn't record.
Oh, right,
weird.
sure.
Oh,
Now,
right.
everyone that
I don't know
listens to
what
this
happened.
and their
Do
episode
you know
doesn't
about my
appear on the show.
incident? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I just said, do you know about my one incident?
No.
No, I
He
I've
has
got nothing to
many
leave.
incidents you probably
I'm
don't
on
want to
board
know
now.
about. I've known this man for a long time.
oh man.
Oh,
We
man.
all have our skeletons.
Well, Sean, thank you for being on the show, man. Hopefully you're going to have a good time tonight.
Yeah, man. Already blast. This is great.
Awesome. Well, with this, we're going to hop into what we've been playing. And I guess we'll have guests first. So, Sean, let our listeners know, what have you been playing, man?
Oh, I have had a great week. I've been playing through the Nathan Drake collection. For some reason, the first one was kind of like kicking me out every time I started it up. It would go through about 30 seconds. That music would kick in, and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And it would kick me back out to the PlayStation menu. And so it was fine. After I gave up and started getting frustrated with that, I was going to do a Brant smash on my DualShock controller. So instead, I just jumped right into the second one.
Okay.
And I don't know, man. I don't know if I've had this before with a game where I was going to only play for like an hour, and I played over half the game in just a sitting. It was just,
wow.
I love those
Jeez.
games. And then, yeah, so I finished it a couple days later and then just ran right into the third one, had a nice little, I don't know, 6 or 7 hour session, got through a good portion of that. So basically this week I've been playing a whole lot of Uncharted and just loving getting ready for Uncharted 4 coming out in a couple months here. So
Awesome.
I'm just pumped. Yeah.
See, actually,
Now-
it's been a few years, but Brant and I, we kind of started this tradition now, New Year's Eve, where we kind of have a party of our place and have a bunch of friends over. But the first year we did it, it was Brant and then my brother-in-law, Matt, and we played Uncharted 2 all night online because that was like the big game that year. Do you remember that, Brant? Like, we had so much fun.
I
with
do. It was we played the online portion too, didn't
that.
we?
Yep, it was just Uncharted 2 online for like all night.
Oh, man,
Oh man.
Sean,
That's great.
do you we have to know which game is better, number 2 or number 3?
Well, I was having a conversation with some other friends, and I'm learning that you can't say which one is better. The one that I prefer
Right.
is the
right.
second one.
There you go. There you go.
Like, because some people were kind of talking about the third one being better, and I just like, to me, I don't get why you might prefer the third one. The second one is just so much fun to play. There are puzzles in the third one that are better, but I just thought my time with the second one was more enjoyable than the third one. So, but I don't know, maybe I was just overstaying my welcome, but I don't think so, because I felt the same the first time around when I was going through with those games. So that second one is just so nice. And like, the pacing is perfect, and it's not too hard, it's not too easy. It's a nice little challenge. And I love the characters. They added Chloe in there, and Jeff the cameraman, of course, rest in peace. Spoilers.
Oh,
Sure, right.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
He might as well have been wearing like a red uniform from Star Trek.
Right.
Like, he didn't have a chance.
Well, let me ask you real quick. What difficulty do you play games on? Do you go through normal and like to crank up the difficulty? What do you like to play on?
I'm a good question. I'm sort of all over the place. If I'm really starting to be hungry for trophies or achievements, I'll go for whatever that one is. But this week I've just kind of wanted to check these ones off and just say that I was able to get to them and play them. So I just played through on normal. But sometimes I'll go on hard. But I'm kind of like in between. It depends on if there's a trophy or something around there.
Sure.
But how about you?
Well, actually, for me, normally, well, I guess like you, it kind of depends on the game. I try to play on the harder difficulties, but it really depends. I mean, I normally, if I want to blast through it in a weekend, like if I rent it or borrow it, I'll play through on normal. But most of the time, I try to play through on hard. I like giving myself at least a little bit of a challenge. Like, if there's an extreme mode, I normally don't touch it unless there's a trophy or an achievement attached to it. But I normally like to play through on the harder difficulty. But hey, Brant, what about you, man?
I always play on medium.
Oh, okay. That's
I'm
sad.
a medium
Right.
guy, you know,
Medium well.
too hard, you know.
Right.
And this is coming from someone whose Bloodborne
That's
is
right.
the game of the year.
There you go.
Yes, but that medium is, like you said, medium well done, and it is done so well. My friend.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Well, Bremy, what about you, man? What have you been gaming, man?
The Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
Oh, you picked it up. Awesome.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's really good. It's more It's more along the lines of the second one than the third and fourth.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
that
more
would
like
be
Partners in Time?
Partners in Time.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't like it then because to me, that's the weakest Mario and Luigi game. I think, anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
It was really I mean, I didn't play much of Partners in Time, but Paper Jam is so good. Paper Mario works so well, and there's no new characters, but the whole like you don't need it. Well, they're new. The Paper Mario characters are new to the Mario and Luigi characters, and vice versa.
Sure.
So it's kind of like that, but it's really good. If you like the Mario and Luigi or Paper Mario games, I'd recommend it.
Oh, cool. Now, did you get a physical copy or did you download it?
Oh yeah, physical copy.
Oh, okay, that means I could borrow it. So that's always good.
It also came. I don't have them nearby, but they came with these papercraft things.
Oh, cool.
Like
okay.
in the game, there are things called papercraft battles where Toads carry this giant papercraft version of Mario and Luigi and Princess Peach, and I got it launch day, and I got a whole bunch. I got like 4 cutouts that I can make like the actual paper crafts out of, and they're about this tall, and they're a hassle to build, and they don't work as intended. So
that's hilarious.
Like I just made the Mario one, and he's missing an arm because I couldn't get it to stay in.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Well, is there anything else you've been playing, man?
Not really. I'm playing a lot of Smash still.
Cool.
Don't know why.
Cool. Awesome.
Because it's great.
That's right.
That it
on
is.
Wii U, right? Or 3DS?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both.
Cool.
No. Wii U and Melee.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you doing any tournaments lately, or are you just kind of?
I've got one tomorrow.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Melee.
yep. Wii U.
Oh, cool. Pikachu, right?
Pikachu. I've been switching around on Pikachu and Sonic.
Oh, okay. Sonic.
I'm liking Sonic a little bit more right now.
Cool. No, I haven't picked up Smash Brothers in a while. I know once Bayonetta comes out, I probably will. But I haven't been touching it much lately. But that's a game I should really pick up again. It probably has some updates.
It has a lot of updates.
Okay, right. And dude, I'm behind on the level count too. Like I know a couple levels have come out recently. And I never bought them. I need to buy them.
Yeah. Couple 64 ones. Hyrule Castle. That's what it is.
Oh, right, from N64, right?
And Kirby's Dream Land.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, from both of those came out, and then character ones. So
awesome. Well,
and then Mario Maker.
Oh yeah, cool. Brant, what have you been playing, man?
Okay, these 2 games are a mouthful, but I'll try to do it as well as I can because I reviewed both of them.
Well, if you reviewed them, you should probably be able to say them.
Yeah, I should be able to, but Atelier, Esca, and Logi Plus, Alchemist of the Dusk Sky for PlayStation Vita.
Okay.
And as the name implies, it is a JRPG, but it has a neat mechanic where you mix. It's pretty much you're an alchemist, so you can mix a variety of different things you find on your adventure. And I'm really digging it. It was really different in that the attacks mainly come from what you mix, and it's sort of like a Final Fantasy X battle system. It's not active time, but it just goes along as you input the command. So it was pretty good.
Okay, cool.
And then the next game, let's see. Let me bring it up. Nitro Plus Blasters Heroines Infinity Duel.
My gosh.
For the PS4.
That is a mouthful.
You like the long titles.
Man.
Yes. And this is a fighting game. It's based off of
obviously
Skullgirls.
No, I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
Skullgirls, yeah, it's sort of like that. It's in the same vein, these over-the-top, just crazy animation fighting techniques. But really digging it. If you're a fighting game fan, it's fun. But
cool.
Which is when you're trying to review a game that you're not a big fan of for like fighting games, you got to sort of look past that and go in with a totally new mindset. But yeah, in the end, it's been working out. So, and also, I've been playing Klaus. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah, right.
Klaus.
I haven't heard too much. All I know is that Rob over at the Workprint reviewed it, and he was. I don't want to say he hated it, but I know he was having some issues.
He hated it? Did he play it on the PC?
He played it on PS4, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only had one area where it crashed on me.
Okay.
But other than that, James, if you ever get the chance to play it, especially on PC, it's a really good platformer. puzzle platformer. So anybody that likes those types of games, I recommend picking it up because I enjoyed it a lot. I gave it an 8.5 in my reviews.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even a big platformer person, but yeah, it was tight. Puzzles were fun. There wasn't much risk involved as far as you getting sent back too far if you failed. So, it was casual in that light. So,
cool.
And then I must say, for the final game, you must build a boat.
Oh, you talked about that last time. You're still playing that, huh?
Oh my gosh, it's like my go-to handheld game to go to. But for match 3 games, it's perfect. So
awesome, cool.
Get it.
That is highly recommended by Brant. So it's got the Brant stamp of approval. Oh,
damn.
Well, as for me, I haven't been playing too many video games lately. One thing I just started playing, I don't know if any of you guys play it. It's on PC right now. Marvel Heroes 2016. Any of you have played that at all?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
It's kind of an MMO. It's kind of like Marvel Ultimate Alliance where, you pick from all these different Marvel characters. It's free to play. It's on Steam right now. It's free to play on PC. And they just added gamepad support, which is actually really nice. And you can level your characters you can level any character you want up to 10 for free, which is nice. And you can uncap one character to play on from there. But if you want to uncap any more characters, it costs money. So it's, one of those kind of games. But, I'm having fun with that. I've put a few hours into that. But my big purchase this week, I was telling Brant about this earlier. I told Bremy about it too. I went to GameStop, and I probably should save this for I'll say now, but for our 2-cent section. GameStop right now is having this deal where any game you trade in, you get an extra 50%. So I went in and I traded 4 games and I got $87, which was wonderful. I was very happy with that. And I wasn't sure what I was going to buy. And I came out with, I don't know if you guys, now I've got my little amiibo behind me, right? So I don't know if you guys saw this, but now I'm adding to it. I've got my Disney Infinity now. So I went in, let me tell you all I bought. I went in, I got Disney Infinity 3.0 because my wife loves Disney, and I try to get her to play as many games with me as I can. And it's a good entry point, right? But it came with Star Wars, right? So that Star Wars came with the starter pack. And I'm like, well, I know she doesn't like Star Wars, so I'm going to get the Inside Out pack. So I went ahead and got the Inside Out pack, and that came with joy and anger. But she's a big fan of sadness, so I went ahead and I got sadness too. So I'm getting my Inside Out characters together and my Star Wars characters together. And actually, I'm playing the game. I'm having a blast with it. It is a lot of fun. But so pretty much, I had no Disney Infinity. So I went from having no Disney Infinity to getting Disney Infinity 3.0 with 6 characters. Guess how much money I spent? $13.
$1, Bob.
Boom. $13 for all. I was very happy about that. So now I've got my little, I've got my anger here. So I got my Disney Infinity characters all good to go. But I love these figures. Like, I thought Amiibo looked good. The detail on these guys are just awesome. It's just like this teeth and everything. It's great. But so
we'll just see your collection.
Right, that
growing.
shelf is not going to be big enough back there. It's just going to
episode.
expand. So it's gonna be pretty nice. Well, with that, guys, we're going to hop into our news section and what we call Captain's Log. Okay, I've got my piece of paper here with all my news stories ready to go. There's actually not much going on right now, but we'll start with Xbox. Xbox has not talked about their numbers for how many they're selling in a long time. But apparently, I think it was EA came out with, talked about their sales, and they accidentally let slip how many Xbox Ones have sold. And they said that there are 19 million Xbox One sold right now. Now, that's compared to the 35 million PlayStation 4s and I think it's 11 million Wii U's or 10 million. 10 million Wii U's, 11 million?
I don't know.
So,
Pretty sure.
Xbox One is getting stomped pretty good. A little more than people thought. I thought they were around 2025, so I wasn't that far off. But still, they're trailing behind a little bit. I guess, do you guys think they'll catch up, or do you think they even care? I mean, Sean, let's start with you. What do you think, man?
Oh, I think they definitely care, but I don't think it's. I don't see it happening anytime soon, unless some. it's not even that Microsoft can do anything right. It's that Sony would have to do something horribly, horribly wrong.
Right.
I think for these tides to turn at all. Like the PlayStation Network would have to go down for 6 months or something.
And they'll give you one
like
day
that.
of access back, one day of free PSN, right?
They'll reimburse you minute for minute.
Right,
but
right.
Yeah, no, or maybe give you Infamous. Like that's how I got mine. No, Microsoft is doing everything right. All the gamers I think who have an Xbox are happy, but there's just nothing. I don't think there's anything that Microsoft can do that will overturn this unless there's some, again, if Sony does something horribly wrong, or if Microsoft has a game up their sleeves that we don't know about. Because it was really about, that's for me 360 was about when Mass Effect came out, when BioShock came out, and a couple of these Gears of War, clearly. Like it was just like one after another, and you just like, I need one of these machines, and they were the best exclusives. But Xbox One is a ton of exclusives right now, but it doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to matter. So yeah, I don't know what they could possibly do, but I think you'll see the gap widen maybe a little bit.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't think Xbox can pull in, and it does. And I'm fine with that, by the way. Mm-hmm. I have both, and it's whatever. I think Xbox One is doing fine, but this is just something special to see with PlayStation.
Sure.
So.
Okay. 2 questions. First question, I forgot to ask before. What video game systems do you own right now?
I'm omnipresent with all the consoles.
Okay.
Yeah, Wii U. We actually, my wife and I we got our. I'm adding to this gap because my wife has been playing Fallout 4 for the last. I think she's 160 hours into the game.
Okay.
And so I realized that I need my own PlayStation 4 because I'll never get around to playing it. So we actually, I should send you guys a picture of it, but our basement setup is actually 2 TVs on the wall. And so we've each got like our setup kind of side by side.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a marriage made in heaven, man. It's phenomenal. So yeah, we each have our PlayStation 4s, and then I've got she doesn't really play the Xbox too much, so we've got that, and then we've got a Wii U on the main floor and a Wii U in the basement.
Oh, so. Wow. Cool. Awesome. Well,
that's all our money, is in video games, and that's it.
Sure. Okay. Well,
we don't eat or anything like that. We don't heat the house. So.
Yep. There's a fire in your back right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the sweater on, got your gloves, up to the fireplace, you're good to go.
It's cold. It's Canada. It's cold, man.
Okay, my second question for you, to go back to the Xbox sales.
Right.
Do you think the launch, is that what screwed them up in the first place? Because, I know they had a couple of missteps. Was there any way they would ever be able to recover from that? If they had a better launch, do you think we'd be seeing things totally different right now?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think because we're all so involved in games, like we read all the headlines, we read everything. I think that we put a lot of weight into that launch, but I don't know. It seems like with the sales for the PlayStation 4, it seems bigger than any of the hardcore gamers would have been watching. It's a larger audience. So I think there's just something bigger happening here. I think price probably had a bigger part to do with it. The fact that you could only buy an Xbox One that was $100 more than PlayStation 4. I don't know that anybody really understood the policies that Microsoft was bringing forward. So I don't think so. I think it mainly has to do with price. And then I also want to explore this a little bit with you guys, and you guys let me know what you think.
Sure.
The form factor too, the Xbox, I think might be too ugly. The name, I don't think is really quite clear about what it is. It might be maybe to a smaller degree, but same ideas with the Wii U, where the name is really kind of keeping it back.
That's a great point.
Sure.
Like PS4, just everybody gets it. Xbox One, it was a lot to do with like, this is going to be the center of your media center, and nobody's going in that. Like that was similar to the Wii U, where Nintendo's market research is all showing tablets. Everybody's buying iPads, and then by the time it actually launched, we kind of, I don't know about you guys, but I think for me and everybody I've been talking to has kind of moved away from their iPad. They kind of use it casually, but they're not tied to it nearly as much. So yeah, Nintendo doubled down on the tablet market with the Wii U, and it missed. And just the way we all consume media is so different. We don't do it in our living rooms really anymore either. So to make this console, like to make that the whole point of, having your HDMI in and out and all these different types of media functions, They might have missed
Sure.
on that one. So price, name, and then your focus.
Cool.
Take your pick. Yeah,
Right,
that's probably
right.
got a lot to do with it. Yeah.
So the other thing, what do you think about, because like I said, every Xbox came with Kinect when it launched, and that added an extra $100. And then what was it, like not even a year after the system came out, they just kind of swept it under the rug. It's like the Kinect, I mean, it's done.
Yeah, I kind of wish that the controllers, so the PlayStation 4 is a great, I actually don't mind the touchpad. I think it's actually pretty neat. But for the Xbox, I think they could have done really well because the best parts of Kinect are the voice interactivity. So just telling your Xbox to turn on or things like that, or especially when you're watching Netflix. I love just saying like Xbox pause because my hands got popcorn butter all over them. Right? I don't want to touch anything.
Right.
So, like just frantically going like, pause. And it works great. But if there was a microphone, you could put a microphone anywhere else.
Sure.
You don't need the camera aspect of it. So that's a bit of a miss for me. They could have built in a camera or a microphone into the controllers, and it would have had just as good. I think that they just removed the hand gestures for Kinect, so you can't.
They did.
You used to be able to like wave your hand around, and then it would actually like land on an icon, and it would launch whatever that was.
Right.
So they just got rid of that. So it just basically just leaves voice.
Right.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they have another way for you to input your voice. But
Sure.
yeah, it's been a weird ride for they're listening, but it shows a lack of focus and a lack of direction, I think, a little bit. And that somehow translates. I don't know how consciously anybody goes, well, I think the Xbox lacks direction. And like, I don't think anybody makes a decision like that. But yeah, it somehow translates along to the consumer at some point.
Right. And I mean, ever since new leadership at Xbox, I'm blanking his name. What's his name?
Phil Spencer.
Phil
Thank you,
Spencer.
Phil Spencer. I can't believe I blanked on that. Phil Spencer, ever since he took over and kind of righted the ship, like you said, Sean, he's been doing great work and really giving them more of a gaming focus, which is awesome. But he's doing a lot, but it's too late for this generation. So
It might be, yeah.
right. Well,
It's awesome to watch, though.
Right.
I love watching all this stuff.
They're still selling way more than I think the 360 was selling.
yes, they are. They're way ahead of 360, and that's the thing. Everyone's saying how Xbox One is this giant failure, but it's still doing better than what they did last generation. So I mean, all systems except for the Wii U, all systems are doing really, really well right now. So
Exactly.
right. Well,
Except the Wii U.
right, exactly. Well, Brant, for the PlayStation news, you were telling me earlier about some name changes going on over at Sony. What's going on with that, man?
Well, I don't have the news pulled up, but I know.
You are
So I
prepared.
don't have the names.
Okay. Well,
You said you had
right,
it, man.
right. Well, what's going on with PlayStation? they got rid of PlayStation Entertainment. That was the name of it before, right? And now I think they called it is it PlayStation Interactive now, I believe. They
But it's
sorry,
You
yeah,
got that.
and they took these two companies and they smashed them together and made one company to help on resources. So is this really going to alter? Brant, do you think this is going to alter Sony's direction in any way, or do you think it's going to change anything, or just it's mainly a name change?
No, it's just a name change. I think it's mainly just to combine those two entities and make it less confusing
Sure.
in a way. So I think that's the only thing behind it. It's not going to shift like developmental resources to one or the other. It's just, and it rolls off the tongue better too.
Sure.
So that's nice.
Another interesting thing, isn't that the company that was working on DC Online? Because I know that's going to Xbox now, which originally it was a PlayStation exclusive. Because I thought Sony.
Right. I think that was sold a while back.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay, because I remember that's coming to Xbox now, which used to be a PlayStation exclusive. So I don't know if that had anything to do with the
Right.
name
There was
change or
there
not.
was a group of online games that Sony owned. That was a few months ago, or maybe even a year ago, that was sold, and no one's heard anything. But yeah, like you said, DC Universe Online, that's coming to the Xbox soon.
Right.
So
Right, and
there you go.
I mean, video games are becoming. Well, originally everyone had their own exclusives, they're on their own system, and now, DC Universe is coming to Xbox, which is, different. And then, like Minecraft, Microsoft owns Minecraft. They are their name's on the game, and it's on Wii U. Like when you launch it on Wii U, I haven't played it on Wii U, but I think someone said it actually says Microsoft at the beginning. It's on PlayStation. So companies,
Oh yeah, it says Microsoft.
yeah, and so these companies, they're allowing their properties to go on other consoles, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, they're
Hopefully
still making all the money.
right, exactly. They're
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
it's a great business decision to just, hey, you want the game that we have on your console? Oh, sure. That's why Phil Spencer was so okay with Banjo-Kazooie going on to Smash.
Right.
It's just like, hey, it's more money of them that they're bringing in. So
just split the profit, right?
yeah.
Well, speaking of Nintendo, though, Brummy, we were talking earlier this week about some Smash rumors about NX. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about what's going on with that?
Apparently, Bandai Namco has been working on some games for the NX, and one of them is rumored to be a new. No one knows if it's a new Smash game or just a port.
Sure.
But a Smash game for the launch of the NX.
Okay. Wow. So what do you think, man? Do you think this is just going to be a port? Or do you think it's a brand new game?
It's going to be a port. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
It's Smash Wii U and 3DS came out 2 years ago. It's too soon for another Smash game. But that doesn't mean we won't get any. Like, I've heard rumors of that it's gonna add all the stuff from the 3DS version and that kind of stuff, and that would be really interesting. I would really like that. But
so the game right now is called Smash Brothers for Wii U. So when it comes to NX, is it going to be called Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS for NX? Like, is that going to be the name of the game? I mean, that's kind of a long title.
They're just going to embrace the 4 aspect of it.
Sure, right.
Just be like Smash Brothers 4 NX.
That's pretty good. I like that. So we'll see what happens. But
does that mean that you're assuming it's coming out? The NX is coming out this year?
Yes.
Sure. Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, and that's the other thing. We've been talking about Wii U rumors every show because really with Nintendo, that's about the only news going on right now. Because if you look at their launch for, what's coming out this year, we have some cool stuff coming out. We got Star Fox, we got a new Fire Emblem coming out, and hopefully Zelda for Wii U. But it's pretty sparse on the Nintendo
Mario
side. So, oh yeah, I forgot about there's another thing, Paper Mario rumored. But like on the NX recently, they had another rumor come out where multiple sources are saying it's coming out this year. They've had some chip manufacturers saying we're producing all these chips for the NX because it's coming out this year. So, and some people say it's going to be part handheld and part console. I mean, well, Sean, let's go to you, man. What do you think of all these big NX rumors that are kind of like swirling in the air right now? Do you think it's 2016?
I think it might be. Well, my wife and I are putting money away as if it is.
Right. So am I.
We'll be hitting pre-order like the second that we can.
Awesome.
But if I'm Nintendo, I'm kind of to your point about all these chipset manufacturers just outing Nintendo. If I'm Nintendo, I'm going like, guys, like we had a deal, like enough's enough.
Right.
Just take it. Like we were. I know we might have been a little drunk when we were talking about this, but I thought we had an understanding.
Right.
So yeah, everybody but Nintendo was talking about the NX and what's going to happen. I do expect it to come out this year. But the more I think about it, that might be a little ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
So. And I don't know what's right for them to do. If it's better for them to come out now.
Yeah, I would say it almost has to be this year. If they're planning on releasing that simultaneously with the Wii U, it almost has to, because Zelda has to come out this year, no matter what.
Yeah,
if it doesn't,
it
would just be monumental failure on their part, I think.
I think that's one of the better ways to look at it is the whole Nintendo lineup for the Wii U. There's nothing. Well, there's, like you mentioned, there's Star Fox, there's a couple things, but they can't stretch that out much longer, So
right.
If you look at that, I think they could have a console launch in their near future, and they need to launch with not ports. They need to launch with big games, big brand new games,
Right.
Because that's what the Wii U was.
Sure.
But a port of Smash would go a long way.
Because there's a lot of people that didn't pick up the Wii U.
No Smash. Yeah.
If you're gonna port one game from the Wii U to the NX, it's got to be Smash.
Sure.
It's the biggest seller, and those people that don't have a Wii U, that's a great way to jump on probably the best Smash game, in my opinion.
It sounds like you guys, from what you're saying, these are all ports. It sounds like what they're making
for Smash.
Do you think it's going to be backwards compatible?
I sure hope so.
Because they wouldn't to do ports if it's backwards compatible.
Well, Yeah, that's true. I was going to say
Yeah.
PS4, but yeah, it got a bunch of PS3 ports at the beginning, but that's because it wasn't backwards
Right, so
compatible.
it sort of worries me that they're saying ports, that they're thinking ports, because maybe it isn't backwards compatible with the Wii U, because there are so many games I would want to play from the Wii U
Right.
that I wouldn't be able to, which is sort of disappointing. Like Mario Maker, that's a game I would really look forward to playing,
Sure.
but if it's only for Wii U, it's sort of dead in the water, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who knows what they
Well,
have
I
up
mean,
their
we'll
sleeves.
see. Right, we'll see. Okay, well, let me ask you one more question, Sean, before we hop on to the next topic of news. How soon does Nintendo need to start talking about this system?
Like 3 weeks ago, basically.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know what? If it means that when they do finally start talking about this thing, that they have all of their messaging in line, concise, it all makes sense. We know what it is. The rollout of the Wii U was just, it was similar to Amiibo, but the risk on Amiibo is so much smaller because they're $15 little toys. They're like, we'll figure it out.
Sure.
But they did the exact same thing with a console, and everybody's like, what do you mean you'll figure it out? Like, this is sort of a big deal.
Right,
And
right.
so they can't, if right now all they're doing, if they know what the console is, but they need to figure out how to sell it, take your time, get it right. You can only do that once, as Nintendo and Microsoft have both proved.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
When did the PS4 get fully announced? It was like in March, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like February or March or something, but then they didn't show it, right? Right at the start? They showed
Yeah,
it
they didn't show the
later.
console. So I think we'll learn about it then, but then we'll learn more about it at E3. And then it will come out like holiday.
Okay, sure.
That's
Just thinking about gets me
What it
so
could be.
excited. Like the way you
It
said that
does.
just now, I'm like, that's happening.
Right.
Like that's actually going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I really
Book it
think
in
it's
my
going to come out
calendar.
this year. I mean, just from everything's pointing to it with the Wii U dying off. If they wait till 2017, we're so far into the console generation now. I mean, the rumors are it's going to be as powerful as, the PS4 and more closely the Xbox One, the PS4. So if they release it too late into the console cycle, by the time it really starts rolling, we're going to get PS5 and, Xbox, whatever. It's going to be right there. So they've got to move it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, real quick, on to our third-party news. Insomniac. Now, I don't know how many of you are fans of Insomniac. I've always loved Insomniac. I've loved Ratchet and Clank and Resistance, and Sunset Overdrive is fantastic. Spyro, right. But they just announced their new game, Song of the Deep. Now, I don't know, did any of you see this yet?
I covered the news article on it.
Okay, I did the same thing. That's so funny, Brant.
Yep.
Brant and I, for those of you who don't know, we write for two different sites and we cover a lot of the same news, which is fine. It works out pretty well that way. But what it is, it's kind of like a 2D. I don't know if it's a side scroller, where you play as this little girl in a submarine, and you're trying to find her father. And there's nothing really else like it that I've seen. I mean, you're kind of exploring, you're doing puzzles. There's going to be enemies attacking, so you can shoot with your missiles. And then there's some times where you get in some tight spots. You have to actually leave the submarine and kind of like swim around to solve some puzzles and things like that. If you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. The cutscenes are hand-drawn animation. It looks really pretty. The music is great. But the weird thing about this game, publishing rights. GameStop is publishing this game, which is very odd. I mean, which is very odd. It's the first game they've ever published. So it's going to be available in the spring on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But if you want a physical copy of the game, you'll only be able to get it at a GameStop. So, I mean, obviously that makes sense. I mean, they're not going to sell it anywhere else. So, I mean, what do you guys think of GameStop? Well, first of all, what do you think of the idea of this 2D side-scrolling submarine game, which is, I mean, they've never done anything like this before with Insomniac, but also of GameStop becoming a publisher?
A GameStop's trying to save itself.
Right.
If you guys walk into GameStop more
I was
than
just
do,
there today.
Right.
same here.
It's funny because I don't go there anymore because Best Buy has everything I need.
Right.
And you guys don't live close, which makes sense. That's why you go to GameStop. But going in there the other day, I was like, man, there is a ton of new stuff they're selling here.
T-shirts and
They're like-
stickers and candy and
T-shirt, this stuff. It's just not games
Well, it's because they
anymore.
partnered with Think Geek a long time ago, so they sell all sorts of stuff in there now.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just interesting seeing them trying to branch out into other geek
Mm-hmm.
culture, just other than games. Just to try to sell stuff to try to stay relevant, because we all know physical copies aren't going to be around forever. It's going to go away. Maybe not as fast as some people
Mm-hmm.
thought, but
Well, I mean, if you look
yeah,
at
it's just
games
interesting to
now,
see.
you have a physical disc, at least for Xbox and PS4. You put the physical disc in, and it downloads and installs everything. So,
Right.
I mean,
You only,
you only
Yeah.
need that. It's kind of like a key, putting a key in your system to get it to start. I mean, the physical disc is pretty much irrelevant.
right.
And even with I know Xenoblade Chronicles X, you have download packs
Right.
that you put on your console, so it runs faster, and they don't have to go off the disc. So even Nintendo's starting to do it.
Right, right. Well, Sean, what do you think? Where's GameStop heading? What's going on with this?
I actually kind of like the move just because of how out of the box it is. This is something totally unexpected. But it does. The one thing that I don't like about it is that the only place you can buy it is in a GameStop. And I understand like the exclusivity part that makes sense, but I think we just saw something happen with, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and where it went from sort of everybody expecting it to be multi-platform, and then now it's only on Xbox. And it suffered in that way. I wonder if this deal with GameStop is gonna hurt Insomniac a little bit, or hurt the sales in general. I don't know what their share of the market is in terms of like how many games are sold there versus Walmart and Best Buy and all these other things. So that's my only thing. I kind of feel bad just for the developers that maybe their game might not get out to as many people, but I think it's a very interesting move, and on its own, it might be a little limiting, but if they were to start doing this a little more and more, and they start to have like this variety of, or library or catalog of games that you can only get at GameStop, that could really solidify them as being relevant for a lot longer than what they already are. So I don't know if they're just sort of like testing things right now and just see how this goes, but this could be a sign of more bigger, better things to come.
Sure. Actually, I never thought about that before. That's actually pretty smart. If you can only get a game through GameStop, I mean, they already do it with, Amiibo and the figures and things, Disney Infinity and things like that, where exclusively you can only get them at GameStop, like, the Xenoblade stuff. I remember when Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one, was a GameStop exclusive, and it was like impossible to find. Although I'm very glad I pre-ordered that and got an original copy, and then after that it went up to like $80. You couldn't get it anywhere.
I didn't even pre-order it. I walked into GameStop and got it. So
and then the
I was
trade
lucky.
value would be
Right,
huge.
right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I mean, no gaming store, or Best Buy, or anybody's ever done that, as far as I can remember. They said you can only get this game exclusive. Well, change that. Burger King came out with those Burger King games, like Sneak King and the bumper car one and all that. But outside of that, I don't think stores have had exclusive games before. So this will be interesting. See where this goes. You never know. Well, with that, guys, we are going to head into our topic of the week. Hit it, Brant.
Pet peeves, we don't like them, but we'll get to it soon enough on the Life of Gaming podcast.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Hit all the notes.
Oh,
notes.
man.
I haven't done that in a while. You threw me off, so I just had to. That was totally weenie, my friend.
Well, if you didn't know from Brant's wonderful song there, it was beautiful. We're going to be talking about our biggest pet peeves in video games. What annoys us? What drives us crazy? Actually, part of this show, like I mentioned earlier, I was on the Workprint podcast a week ago, and it was biggest pet peeves in games. And we had so much fun talking about that. I'm like, I want to see what drives them crazy when they play games. So we thought we'll bring it onto this show. And like one thing I'd mentioned on that show, one thing that absolutely drives me crazy, it's mostly a Nintendo game thing. But like when you're playing The Legend of Zelda, and you're talking to that owl, right? And you've heard him many, many times before, so you're hitting A to try to get through it. A. And what they don't warn you is that he's going to ask you, do you want to hear this again? And it's automatically set to yes. It should be set to no. And then you hit the A button, and it starts all over again. That just drives me nuts. Oh man, it just I figured I'd use that to get the ball started. But Sean, what's something that drives you absolutely crazy in video games?
Oh, Man, that takes the cake. I can picture that owl and just like, I can't believe I kept hitting.
So you got slow down while you're hitting it. Somebody's gonna do it again.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that makes me. So I think this is going to be very therapeutic talking about these things that bother us. Because like, okay, we're in this together. It's fine. It's fine. I was just playing the Gears of War Ultimate Edition with a friend of mine, and something that I was really hoping that they would just get rid of it, but it just carried right through, was that when you die, and if your last checkpoint was like right before a cinematic or something like that, or in that game specifically, you'd always it was very difficult to when you split paths and you're on your own, and then it would make you choose again if you're going to go the left path or the right path. And you're just like, can I just get to it? Like, can I just keep going? So things that sort of for no good reason kind of hold you up and don't kind of learn that you just want to get back into the game. Really just thinking about it might just make me have a little bit of a meltdown even just right here.
Oh man, I know what you mean. Like right when you get to a save point, and there's a cutscene, and you can't skip it. You have to watch the same cut, like especially if it's before a big boss battle, and you die, and you have to watch that same cutscene over and over.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, actually, there's just even you mentioning that, something else that bugs me too is when a game will autosave for you if there's like a decision that you're making and you've made the decision, it saves, and then you find out what happened and you can't go back. Like there's no alternate save or anything else where you can load back. And you're like, that's not what I meant. That's like, I thought I was joking. That wasn't the dialogue choice I wanted to make. Oh, that drives me nuts.
Oh man. Well, Brant, what about you, man? What makes you mad? What burns your biscuits, sir?
Grinds.
I would say one thing I'm not in favor of are invisible walls, especially if they are just like a small little fence that you know you could get over. It's like, why can't I just go there? You know, I mean, to have something that at least blocks the whole way so you can get past it. You know, if it's going to be but
it's like a little fence you can't step over. Like you could easily walk over it.
Right. Just like, why that? And also I'll add in timed games.
Okay.
Or timed sections in games.
Oh, sure.
Like, I love Persona 4 Golden, but it drives me crazy that I can't fulfill all my tasks in one day, you know?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
it's just, okay, I want to do this, but if I don't do this, then I won't be able to get to a certain section of, you know, what I want to happen. And
that's also part of the game too. Like
but it just bothers me. I'm like, I just want to do it all, you know?
Yeah.
That made me evaluate my life, kind of like, maybe I do try to do too much after work. I should just try and do one thing, and that's it.
Yeah. Then when it's the wrong decision, you're like, oh, no.
Oh, man.
My life auto-saved. I can't believe it.
Oh, man. Bremy, what about you, man?
One thing that's just happened recently, well, not recently, but like within the last console generation, online gaming. That's big.
Right.
So is making a fool of yourself talking online. like yelling about the lag, or I'm gonna your mother kind of thing. Just stop. I don't play with voice chat anymore because of that. And it's kind of funny because all these like commercials or like trailers and stuff for these multiplayer games are like, okay, we're gonna go around, flank them, and then you, Johnny, you're gonna go over here, and then you're gonna take them out, and you're gonna be kind of the distraction. And it's like, that's how you're gonna play. And it's like, no, that's not how anybody plays. It's not how anybody plays.
Unless you get a crew together.
There's significantly more cussing, and apparently everybody slept with your mother.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Because it's oh my gosh, that's why normally when I play online, I mute the mic so I don't have to worry about listening to anybody. But actually, to bounce off your stuff, Bermy, with online play, one thing that drives me crazy. Now, I'm not a big achievement hunter anymore. I used to be, but one thing that drove me nuts is when I was playing an older game and there were online multiplayer only or like online game only achievements, but nobody was playing the game anymore.
I hate that.
And so you're stuck and you will never, no matter what you do, be able to get 100% on those achievements. And that would drive me. As being a completionist, that drove me nuts. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, jumping off the achievement. So what about when an achievement doesn't work?
Oh,
when you know you're doing it right and you're just, come on. And it's not unlocking. Oh my gosh. This, I don't know. I think my heart rate's going up just talking about this stuff. It drives me nuts.
Well, especially when you're so close to the platinum.
Oh, right.
Oh, no kidding.
Gamer score is on Xbox. You're just like, I'm right there, and then something doesn't unlock, and that's terrible.
Yeah, and
if it doesn't stack, like difficulties, like in Halo, if you play on legendary, you still have to go back and play hard and normal and easy.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Halo, but I know some games do that. Like a good map. I think Halo learned from like Halo ODST or Reach that to stack them like that. But I know Gears of War, you have to go through every single difficulty to get every beat the game achievement. So
wow. Gamers do not, or game makers do not put that in your game.
Right. Oh man.
Also, stealth mechanics in games. Yeah, Assassin's Creed specifically.
Sure.
The stealth, like trying to crouch behind something, and then enemies can still see you, or you'll be sticking out and the enemies don't see you. It's just
right.
My cape's flying out there and you can't see me? What? Or trying to get into a window in Assassin's Creed. That's a peeve of its own. But and there's other stealth games. I'm not just going to blame Assassin's Creed.
But actually, to go off of Assassin's Creed, one thing that it drives you crazy, and just for me, because I don't have as much time anymore, when they have too many collectibles, like especially Assassin's Creed. I think it was Assassin's Creed 2. You had to find all the feathers, right? And there was no map or anything like that, right? And so you just had to find them. You had to run around and hit your what was that called? The vision, eagle vision, and just go around like in patches trying to find everything. And I mean, they fixed it since then because I can buy maps and unlock, the views. You can see where everything's at, but you still have to find it all. So you got to find all the feathers. You got to find all the flags. And you got to find it's just it's too much. It's just too much.
I remember sitting in my dorm. I got all the feathers in it, and I had a map up on my laptop.
And then the achievement doesn't
had all the locations of it, all the locations of the feathers, and I was just sitting in the dark for like 4 hours getting all of them. And then my friend, I swear, my friend walked in, and then the light came in. I think I hissed at him. So.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Brant, what else you got, man?
Well, let's see. Stealth. Trying to think. There was a good one I had.
What about missions where you have to escort somebody along?
Oh, right.
Basically like The Last of Us, but like a mission. Oh.
Yeah.
There was one. Did you guys play GoldenEye? I can't remember if you talked about that or not.
Oh my gosh, yes.
There is a great one. I can't remember her name. It wasn't Natalia, yeah. Oh my God, she would drive me crazy.
God, awful.
Or Ashley from Res 4.
They just.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't that bad, but
now AI has got somewhat smarter, but there's still games where you play them and the AI is so bad, and games where they're supposed to be co-op, like Resident Evil 5, that's one of them, or I know is not the greatest game anyway, but like Epic Mickey 2, where you have an AI, it's supposed to be played co-op, but if you can't play co-op, they give you an AI partner. And the AI partner is supposed to activate something or hit a switch at the same time you do. And they don't. They just they'll run around in circles and you're like, no, push the button. No, go over there, push the button. No, don't follow me. Go over there. Like they won't do what you want. And you're just sitting there yelling at the TV, you stupid idiot. Do what you're supposed to do. And
move over there.
You know what it wants to do, but it just won't do it.
Right. Oh my gosh. You have no control over it. I mean, that's just the way it is.
You actually will start to, I don't know if I do this for sure, you start to nudge their character over, especially like the Lego games do that. You're just like, maybe if I just push them over
It'll
a little
activate,
bit, or if I whack them or something. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Sean, you got any more things that are just absolutely driving you crazy and burning a hole in your head?
I was just playing through Uncharted, and one thing that really grinds my gears is when the camera changes. So if usually you're playing the game from like behind and it flips around to the front, you're like, my left or your left or the camera's left. I'm not really sure. And inevitably you're just going to be like riding off a cliff or something like that, or turning into a ball that's going to squish you or something like that. Camera changes and camera like related controls are kind of a big one for me. Just, no.
The Resident Evil, the old Resident Evils are probably not, you probably weren't a fan of those then.
No, I couldn't play. I actually end the first couple of Metal Gears too. I can't really kind of like syncing up in my brain of that's how these things are going to work. I always end up going the wrong direction and I panic a little bit. And yeah, it needed to make the switch to 3D for me to jump into Metal Gear.
Sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Going off Resident Evil quick time events.
Oh, man.
Punching the boulder. And,
Brant, speaking of that, game glitches and you get stuck. Like, because speaking of Resident Evil 5, Brant, remember we punched that boulder? Because somehow the game glitch where we literally could not beat the last boss. And we tried for, a week, every night for like a week. And we just couldn't beat him. And oh my gosh, we kept punching the boulder. Oh my gosh, dude. That just drove me nuts. That was awesome.
I just love how ridiculous everybody sounds at that, talking about that ending of Resident Evil 5. Just, you gotta punch the boulder, man.
It's like, why would you punch a boulder? I mean, it's just stupid.
And then the boss just keeps going and going and going.
I know. It's like you think you take him down, and he comes back, and oh my gosh. Okay, that's another one. Bosses that are like a bullet sponge, and no matter how many times you shoot him, or like you get him right to the end, like, okay, I finally did it. I've been playing for like an hour. It's like, oh, look, he's got a magic potion. He's back to 100% again. And oh, dude.
Right.
Now, that's more of an RPG thing, but oh my gosh, dude, it just
in
tears
action
you down.
games, it doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think most boss battles are my pet peeve, actually. I honestly don't know if there's really a whole lot of games that do bosses that well, like end of game bosses. They don't really do it that well because it's always, you play the game and everything, you kind of get all the mechanics and everything that you come to expect in the game. And then it's like, you've never seen anything like this before. And it just doesn't really quite jive. I don't know. That kind of bugs me too.
Those were the worst parts of Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh
yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
What else was I thinking of? BioShock.
BioShock's mine, yeah.
Yeah.
That game, but the final boss was just really lackluster. I wouldn't say bad, but it was just, really? This is how it is?
Right. Well, it's kind of like when they teach you all these skills for the entire game. You're playing 98% of the game this way, and you get to the final boss. Remember everything you learned? Oh, forget all that. You're going to do this now. And they totally change the mechanic. Right.
Right.
Or when the final boss is like a QuickTime event. Oh my gosh! Like you work so hard to get there, and you're like, okay, X, XX triangle, XX square, whatever, and then it's over. You're like, what? That's it? Like you tried so hard to get there, and it's over in like a second.
And not only that, it's always the same buttons too, right? Like it's not even random. You're just like, okay, well, I missed the X on that one, so I guess I'll be pressing X next time. So.
Oh man! But actually, going back and speaking of game glitches, like with Resident Evil 5, we couldn't beat the boss. Fallout 4, which I've talked about on the show before, I put a good 40 hours into that game. I was 2 missions short of beating the main story, and it glitched out to the point where I couldn't beat it. Because there was like an NPC that I was supposed to talk to, and she disappeared. Because somehow there was a glitch in the game where if I did a certain thing in an earlier mission, she just disappeared. Like, her character literally disappeared from the game. So at the very end of the game, when I had to talk to her, she was just gone. And so I couldn't finish the game. Jeez. And so I stopped playing that for like a long time. About last weekend, I think it was, or weekend before last, because I think I talked about it on this show. I picked it up and started playing it again. I started over from the beginning, brand new character, because I bought the digital deluxe edition, so I'm going to get all that DLC. So when that does eventually come out, I want to make sure I'm ready for it. I don't want to have a character that's stuck. So I figured I've got enough time now. I had some breathing room. I should be okay to go back to it.
I had a great glitch in Fallout right at the beginning when you get to Sanctuary, and I think the guy's name is Sturgis. I couldn't find him anywhere. The mission was go talk to Sturgis. Okay. I couldn't find him, and so it's got the marker on your map, right? And I'm like, where the heck is this guy? And I step outside, and he's on the roof. Like he's just I don't know, his foot kind of got stuck in one of the tiles up there or something. It was so weird, and I couldn't get to the roof. Like you can't jump that high, so I had to get kind of clever with all of the furniture and everything. I started picking up like a patio table and a barbecue and a chair. So I basically built like a set of steps.
We could do it.
And then I would just finish it off from there.
We could do an entire show on Fallout glitches because, like, another thing in Fallout 4, if I go to my house and I sleep, I woke up the next morning and there was like a cow in my face. Like he was in my room. I couldn't get him out. And he was like, what do you call him, Brahmin or something like that? Like he was literally in my room and I couldn't get around him. I was stuck in my room because when I woke up, he generated inside my room. It was hilarious. I'm like, what do I do? I can't get out. It was just a mess.
Love that game.
Right.
Oh, there's another good one where you're in an elevator, and if you have dog meat with you, the doors will close on him. So it's just like his face kind of looking at you really nice and innocent. But then the elevator will like start to move up, and you think that it's just going to chop him in half, but he's fine. He's fine. He's just
it's dog meat. He's going to be okay.
Right.
He'll be fine. Yeah.
Well, Brant, do you have anything else that just completely drives you crazy?
You guys hit on all the main ones, really.
I got one.
Okay, what do you got, man?
Companies like announcing their games with a CGI trailer and that's it.
Oh, right. Sure.
Like Recore.
Oh, right.
What is it? It's just like we got the concept
It's supposed to come out
and
this
like
year.
whatever.
Hey, all they needed to say was the creator's name.
Yeah.
I guess, but like, what is it? Is it an RPG? Is it a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania game? We don't know, and people are getting excited for it, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I don't even know what it's gonna play like.
Right.
It's a game. I want to play the game. I want to see how the game is.
Sure.
So, I'm fine with a game that doesn't look good as long as it plays good.
Actually,
So-
to go off what you're saying, talking about E3 and these announcements, when they announce something, and it's at E3 every year for like 5 years, like Watch Dogs, like they announced that game, people were so hyped for that, and it kept coming back every E3. So when it finally came out, people were like, like the hype balloon just kind of went pop and just like disappeared.
And games that are like overly hyped at E3, like the best one that I actually just got because my friend got it for $10, Evolve.
Oh, sure, okay.
Like everybody was talking about it at E3, like this game's gonna be great, and then it comes out and everybody's just kind of like,
Yeah, right.
okay,
Play a few matches.
Sure.
I'm done.
I'm coming that way with Star Wars Battlefront. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, and I played the beta, and I'm like, okay, I had enough of it. Like I for multiplayer only games. I was gonna say outside of Splatoon because Splatoon kind of is a single player, but I play that mostly online. I'm not a big multiplayer person. I like single player experiences or someone with me on the couch. So that's just me though. But okay, Sean, do you have one more for us? Have anything else you can think of?
I do have one more, and you guys reminded me when you were talking about Assassin's Creed, and so whenever a game has jump set as a button, or any times where you have like one button that does two things that are they should be on the furthest parts of the controller away from each other, but they're the same button. It just like, I think Assassin's Creed is the one where you hit a button and it starts climbing, but the same button jumps.
Oh, sure.
So he ends up like all over the place. And I wish that you could map your controls a little bit more fine-tuned on consoles. It actually makes me want to get the Xbox Elite controller because I think you do have the ability to do things like, for me, I don't like that sprint is always tied to clicking one of the sticks.
Oh, right, sure.
Because then it's just like I click it so hard and I go off in the wrong direction or something like that. I want another one. I want another button for that. On PC, it would normally be like shift or something like that for you to sprint or something. Like I'm like not the most agile person in the world, but I can figure that kind of stuff out. I don't need everything tied to the same thing. So yeah, when a button does too many things, that just grinds my gears.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I sound so bitter. I realize I've got like 19 things that piss me off.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm about to add to
Brant,
that.
last one. What do you got for us, man?
Exposition. Heavy amounts of exposition in games that should not have as much stuff to read, such as, now this goes for games that are dialogue driven. What are those games called?
Like Telltale games?
Telltale
like the
games,
point-and-click adventure games?
visual novels.
Okay, gotcha. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Novels, it's fine. As long as they have the option that you can set the text to what speed you want it, then it's fine.
Okay.
But I'm talking about like heavy exposition and like the game I was playing that I said I review, fighting games. It's like just click, 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 click.
Yeah.
As slow as you can. It just the text. It just takes forever. JRPGs, they're fine, but I'd say games that don't allow you to adjust the text speed that drive me nuts. Especially if you have to go through it over and over again because you die at a certain point or whatever. So yeah, I mean. Fighting games and action games, you probably don't need that as much exposition, so just stop.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess for my last one before we get out of this topic of the week, I think that all games should have a universal control scheme, because let's say you're playing two games at once, and normally almost all the time the X button on PlayStation, the A button is like jump, always jump. It's the bottom button. You use the jump, and then you play Fallout. Triangle is jump. It's like, why? It's just stupid stuff like that. So you always hit the wrong button. You accidentally reload, you'll drop items, you'll do something stupid all the time because they decided to change the control scheme for no reason.
That happened to me when I was playing the Division beta. I jumped on for a little bit, and I was with a couple friends too, so I looked like a total idiot because I thought I was reloading, but I was jumping over cover, and just dying.
Oh man! Oh, that's hilarious. Well,
this is my first video game, guys. Sorry.
And then it makes you look, you're like the bad member on the team. Everyone's mad.
I look so stupid.
We don't talk to him. We don't talk to him.
Yeah. Well, hopefully all our listeners have enjoyed our topic of the week. Let us know what drives you crazy. Let us know on Facebook and on Twitter. Find us and just tell us what makes you mad. If this stuff makes you mad, thank you for joining us on that.
If our talking makes you mad, tell us.
Well, real quick, before we get out of here, Sean, we're going to have a little fun with you, man. We're going to play a little verses. People seem to like that last week. So we're going to let our listeners get to know you a little bit better. So this is on a randomlist.com. This is what we used last time. So I'm going to name two games. You have to let me know which one you think is a better game. Okay?
Okay, and we're not saying where one disappears from existence or anything like that.
This is just which one do you think is the better game?
Both can exist.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Devil May Cry or GoldenEye?
I had never played the Devil May Cry, but even if I did, I think I'd still go GoldenEye.
Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let me refresh this thing.
Saving GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Okay. Final Fantasy 15 or Batman Arkham Asylum?
Arkham Asylum, easy.
Do you play Final Fantasy games at all?
A little bit, but I only get about halfway through and I just kind of jump off to something else. I don't think I've ever finished a Final Fantasy game.
Okay. Now, I know, Brant, you used to be a pretty big Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah. Did you say Final Fantasy 13?
15.
Okay. Well, that's not even out yet.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Yet.
Would have been 14. That was my bad, Roman numerals.
14. Well,
14? Yeah, that 14's way better.
Okay. No Roman numerals on this one. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, so the original one, or Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2?
Oh. That's right in my wheelhouse. Those are really good ones. You know what? There's so many other good Tomb Raider games. I think I'll go with Tony Hawk.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Have you played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5?
No, I'll save all my memories playing on the Dreamcast.
Oh my gosh, I was the same way. I had them on the Dreamcast.
Don't play it.
No,
Don't play
Brant
it.
played
Awesome
it. Bremy, you played it, and Brant
Don't play
it.
it.
You both have played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
So many
Do
good
not
memories.
play it.
don't play.
Do not play
Okay,
it.
got another one for you,
Don't
Sean.
play.
Here we go. Red Dead Redemption or
That one.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Red Dead.
Okay.
Yep.
Not a Zelda. You're a
Yeah.
Zelda fan though, right or not?
I am a Zelda fan, but Ocarina of Time is. I'm gonna make a few enemies here, but it's not the greatest game of all.
Okay.
time. Well, I'll put it that way.
I agree with you on that one. It's got its flaws. It's not
Yeah.
the greatest, but
Yeah, it's that owl.
it's still really
Right,
good.
right.
If it wasn't for that owl, I might pick that one.
And honestly, Ocarina of Time. I love Zelda, but it's not my favorite Zelda either. So I understand. Okay. Now,
Yeah, Red Dead. I love Red Dead.
awesome. Now, for me, Red Dead, I really enjoyed it, but I'm one of those guys who got stuck in Mexico and then went on to play other things. I never finished it.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Go
I
back,
know.
man.
I'm a horrible person.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually prefer to the Grand Theft Auto games too.
I do too. Yep.
Awesome.
I hope they announce a new Red Dead game soon.
People are still waiting for it to be
Yeah.
backwards compatible on Xbox One too. So hopefully that happens soon. Then maybe I'll actually finish
Yeah.
it.
I love this game.
Okay, man. Here's another one. Uncharted 3, which you just played, or
Yeah.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Ooh.
Oh.
Are you a Call of Duty man?
Okay, I don't know. I feel like this is going to say way too much about me, but I don't read too much into this. I think I would actually pick Call of Duty over it. But if you had said Uncharted 2, I think I'd go Uncharted 2. But Modern Warfare is a spectacular game, and I can't say the same for Uncharted 3. Not that it's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't hold that like high elite status for me that Modern Warfare does.
Awesome. Okay, last one here.
I love this.
Okay. Gears of War 2 or Halo 2?
Gears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. So, I mean, do you enjoy the Halo series? Are you more a third-person shooter guy? Why would you choose Gears over Halo?
I like the Halo games quite a bit actually, and I've come to like them more and more as time has gone on. But my involvement with Halo has definitely been more because of the zeitgeist. I almost hate using that word because it's because the whole community is involved. I'm like, I got to be a part of that. It seems like this thing is so huge, but it was never really anything where I was like falling asleep thinking about Halo.
Sure.
But Gears of War was one of those games where I remember going through the Best Buy, grabbing the first one, and I'm like, I heard good things about this. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the time before Gears of War. Like, we all know like what it's all about now, but there was a time before where you weren't quite sure. And experiencing that for the first time was probably what Halo was like for a lot of other people. Like, that was Gears of War for me. And maybe it is because I'm more into third person experiences,
Sure.
but I'm not sure. This is really introspective.
Right. You
now.
get to
I'm
learn
gonna
more
have to
about yourself.
Go back and think about this.
Now we can know what makes
like
you angry
this.
and what games you prefer. So that works out. We get to know you a little bit better today.
I know myself a little better today.
One more. This one's too good to pass up. So I'm going to hit you with one more. I lied. This is the bonus round. Okay. Assassin's Creed 2 or Mass Effect 3?
I'm from Edmonton, so I'm a little biased
okay.
here. So Mass Effect is, say what you will about the ending, but that whole series for me is everything I want in a video game. I want to go explore space. I want to have real relationships with people, or seemingly realistic relationships.
Virtually real relationships.
I want to have. Okay, so here's actually the biggest thing for everything about BioWare. Okay. I might be from here, so that sounds like I'm a little bit biased, but something that BioWare does better than any other developer, in my opinion, is confronting you with a conflict that doesn't seem like you can win. And in some cases, you actually can't win. So in Dragon Age, it was like the Blight. And then in Mass Effect, it's these Reapers. And like I think games and movies are often defined by the villains. And so BioWare and Mass Effect specifically, they do the villains so amazingly well that is no contest for me. Mass Effect 100%.
Awesome. Okay. Well, hopefully you enjoyed playing some Versus, man.
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome.
I play along when I'm listening.
Staple.
Right. Hey, I think we should. I think we should bring this back. Every time we have a guest on, bring this back because it's a good way to get to know people.
That's a good one. Yeah, I love it.
Well, Sean, hopefully you've had a great time on the show tonight.
It's the best thing I did
Awesome.
today.
That's good. Well, hopefully your rest of your day wasn't like horrible. So we don't really know, but we'll assume that's a compliment.
Yeah. I was playing PlayStation all day. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Sean, let people know again. Where can people find you? Let your show and on Twitter and all those places. Where can people find you, man?
Oh, sure thing. So I'm on Twitter at Sean Capri. So that's Sean like Connery and Capri like the pants. And I'm a writer at WeTheNerdy.com. Probably the latest thing I've been doing there, I did a review for Oxenfree and Gone Home, the console edition. The Gone Home one has a video review on there as well. So check that out. And then, yeah, my podcast publishes every Monday. It's called We the Gamer Cast, and it's me and a random person from the internet that just wants to talk about video games. So far, so good. And yeah, definitely come check it out. It's been an absolute blast, and this has been amazing to do. So thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. We loved having you, man. This has been great. It's been a fun night. I always look forward to doing these podcasts.
Yeah,
it's great. Well, as for Life of Gaming, you guys can find us all over the place. We're on iTunes, so make sure to go on there and and rate us if you get the chance. Subscribe. We're also on SoundCloud and the Microsoft MP3 store. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Life of Gaming Pod, and we're also on Google+. So find us everywhere you can. But as for me, I am on Twitter at JamesPlus12, and you can find me on Xbox, Jamester0722, and you can also find my ramblings and writings over at theworkprint.com. But Brant, where can people find you, sir?
I'm at Minus the Brain on Twitter, Josh Brand on Facebook, Minus the Brain on PSN, and you can find all my reviews and news articles over at PlayStationEnthusiast.com.
Awesome. And Bremy, what about you, man? Where can our lovely listeners find you?
I'm at Bremy35 on Twitter, and just Bremy on Xbox, and Bremy21, I think, on
awesome.
Wii.
You just like to make things, you like to switch things up just a little bit. Little bit of dabbling there, right?
I like my gamer tag on Xbox because it's 5 and it has to be 6 letters now.
Oh,
so
okay, wow.
Like my name is 5, so I had Xbox Live before that limit. So I
That's
love it.
Really
I
cool.
love having it.
You are special, sir.
My mommy says it.
Oh my gosh.
My mommy says I'm special, guys.
Okay, Brant, you're done. No more singing. Oh, man. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys had a great time. But until next time, we are out.